Okay, so in this lesson we're going to be showing you how to begin to replace the text elements in your structured video that we created in the first section of this course, and replace those with the photos and the videos that we have sourced, and to begin to actually start to put together the visual element of this edit. So we're going to jump into Premiere. We're going to make sure we have the raw edit open. As I said in a previous video, I've moved everything down now so I can start bringing clips in. Also, a good little tip is to make sure the double selects on these, on the toggle tracks, are both turned on the track above, and maybe consider locking the bottom one. Otherwise, what will happen when you bring footage in, you'll drag and drop it and it'll override the footage that's already there. So I'm just going to play the first bit actually. Let's see what we have. So we wanted photo, video of Massa upset, photo of money maybe, text of 3 days. So we want something of Massa Son, and we know that this video is going to be looped, so it needs to be the start image and the end image.
Masayoshi Son was the richest man in the world for 3 days, and then he lost about $70 billion almost overnight.
So I want to try and show a picture here really of Massa Son, because the first thing people are going to want to see is who is he. Again, a lot of what I'm about to do is trial and error. I might do some things that I end up changing or playing around with. We just want to start trying to have a little bit of a rough idea. So I think I'm going to start with like maybe this image. Let's move this up. Copy that. Bring it in. Control V. Here we go. So this is now in our project, in our edit. Okay, and we're obviously not going to want the black bars, so we're going to scale up a little bit. And we're going to bring him in to match. If you click the motion here, it'll show you where your bars are. And we're going to put them about here. Alright, and just get a clean image of him like that for now. We're not going to add any effects or anything yet, we're just going to leave that now. So we're just basically, as I said, building. So we've gone from having text, now we've gone to having visuals. They're going to be quite basic visuals at the moment and not quite where we want them to be final, but it's you know, building up, and we're getting there with each step. We're working on more and more of the video. So now we're going to move on to the next bit.
Days. And then he lost about $70 billion almost overnight.
Probably going to want something of money. So I'm going to go to B-roll. I'm going to come over to stock footage, see what footage of money we have. Okay, let's use this for now. I'm just going to drag and drop this one in. Command V in. I'm just copy and pasting. Obviously this is quite long, so we don't need all of that. Okay, we're going to scale that up and maybe move it across a little bit so we can see good old Benjamin Franklin right there. Okay, I think some more money clips will come in here. So we'll probably have
Masayoshi Son was the richest.
When it starts saying was the richest, we're probably going to want to start changing that image maybe. For now, I'm just going to put another clip of money. Again, this might not end up looking like this. It's going to take a bit of trial and a bit of editing to play around with how we can make it look better than just these stock footage clips. But for now, it's a start. Okay, let's move this a little bit, start scaling some stuff.
Masayoshi Son was the richest man in the world for 3 days, and then he lost about $70 billion almost overnight.
Cool, we're going to leave the red for now because that's where the animations are going to go. We're also going to leave the transitions because that's where Connor's going to be working on some there. So we'll leave those for now. We're literally just trying to cover up the blue sections for now, and in a very basic way. So we've just got at least something to look at.
But his life started out very bleak. He lived in a shack that didn't even have an address. His father was a pig farmer, his mother brewed illegal liquor, they were broke, and Son was bullied at school.
Okay, so I know I'm going to want some footage of someone being broke, someone being bullied. I remember the clip of someone being slapped. That might be useful. Let's grab that. I'm going to take the audio as well for that because I might like the fact that there's a slap noise. So I'm going to cut that, find where the slap is, cut from here, see how long I can get on the other side. Okay, I'm going to cut there before we see the subtitles come in. We might want to scale in a bit. It's going to be a bit tight, so we literally just want to see like that. Maybe I would want like a bit more of this. Like maybe like this angle might help a bit more. Drag it up because we've used it. And instead of rescaling this, because I've already scaled the other one, I can copy the scale across and then just reposition it.
and Son was bullied at school. At 16...
Okay, and I want to show you one of the examples of like finding a clip of him in one of his videos. So for example, like this section here, I wanted to find one where I could show you me using some footage of Master Son. There's a bit here.
Based on the look in someone's eyes, this billionaire is crazy.
This billionaire is crazy. I remember finding a clip when I was going through and making my selects of him doing this water bucket challenge, which looks kind of crazy. So I'm going to put that in here, and I'm going to get rid of the audio on this because actually, let me hear. If there's any music in the background, I'll get rid of it. No, I'm going to keep it because that could be useful. Cool, this billionaire is crazy. So I want to show that. So
this billionaire is crazy.
Okay, that's good, but I want to make a cut to like add the emphasis a little bit. So we cut in and cut maybe about here, and I'm going to cut into the closer angle, like here. That's cool. Delete that. Move that in.
This billionaire is crazy.
And then cut about here, I think. Get rid of this. But what I'm going to do with the audio is play one bit, because we'll hear the cut in the audio later. We're only going to use the audio for this as like underlying kind of sound effects. So I'm going to cut that and just extend that out so there's no cut in the audio, but there is in the visual. Cool. Let's just scale this up a little bit.
This billionaire is crazy. And you can watch the full story.
Cool. Happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and finish that video. I'm going to speed up the rest of this, but it gives you a good idea of, you know, the decisions I'm making and what's going where. And I'm just trying to hide all these blue bits, only really roughly. So I've got a rough idea of what's going there and how it's going to somewhat look a little bit in the end. Obviously, there'll be still lots of changes, lots of things added on top of this, but it's a good starting point. So hopefully that was good, gave you a good idea of everything that needs to be done in that step. And when you join me in the next one, all of that will be filled in, and we'll have a rough base of some footage that we can start editing, overlaying on top of each other, adding some speed ramps and some effects to start really upping the emphasis. See you there.